Let's spend a couple minutes talking about the social implications of being able to upload instead of die.
Whew. Deep.
How do you feel about a corporation controlling your consciousness after you die? Someone has to keep paying for you to be alive in your upload, or you have to have a lot of money in order to keep living?
You know, they spent a little bit of time on this in the show,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a tough question because no, I don't like anyone being in charge of my consciousness but me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm a free, independent person, then I'm in charge of my own destiny, alive or dead. Now, the question is if you're dead, are you still a person? It's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a little spooky to me to think that a corporation would be able to control your consciousness. But I think if it was all about the money and then they were just like, you know, you can't pay, you can't do this, you're just, they'll cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, spooky to me. But I think if they were able to like work with you and keep you alive, maybe give you, I don't know, like a way to like make money and contribute to the upload, I think that would be fine. It just depends how like hardcore they are, I think.
Well, imagine it like this. Imagine if you were in the hospital on life support and you couldn't pay. Would
Yeah.
they go turn you off?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it depends. Like, do they give you like a few months? Like, do they go, oh, here's a notice. You can't pay. You know, I'm going to give you like 5 months until you're cut off so you can try to figure out how to get money. Or are they just like, whoosh, done. Next person.
Good question.
Do you think upload, if it existed in real life, should be a basic human right?
I think we as a civilization would have to evolve to that level, yes. Eventually, think about it this way. There'd be more dead people than there would be living people. And you couldn't possibly continue paying for that. It would be, eventually, there's no possible way that the people that are alive could pay for all the people that are dead.
Yeah.
What would happen is, over the course of hundreds of years, there would be trillions of dead people in upload and probably only billions of alive people. So now who's more important? Like, who's the majority?
And who owns you?
What if everyone can vote?
Yeah.
Right? And
Well, would you still have politics?
For sure. There's always going to be politics as long as there's people alive. But think about it this way. Does an upload care about the environment? Not at all. They don't breathe air. They don't care at all.
Yeah.
Right? So why would they want to pay taxes to save the environment? Just build a giant solar panel and put us on the moon.
I don't know. You're going deep.
Going deep. What do you think?
I think if there ever was a possibility and people were open to it, I understand how there could be people who don't want to be uploaded just because of like the religious beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if everybody, you know, wants it, then they should have the right to have it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets so complicated. Like, let me pose it to you this way. If your religious beliefs are such that you'll go somewhere when you die, but trillions of people believe that you're just dying and you're not going anywhere, could they force you to upload to save your life?
That deep again.
So deep.
They do touch on that a little bit in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Should I die and, you know, go be with Nora's dad? He's dying, so, and Nora's trying to convince him to upload, but he wants to go to heaven,
Yeah,
you know, to be with his
wife.
wife,
Exactly.
or Nora's mom. So they do touch on that a little bit.
I think these are questions that real life and real society we'd have to answer.
Mm-hmm. You also have to remember that this is a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
And they're going to lean, you know, heavily to the science fiction of the show. So you just have to take it that way.
Yeah, yeah. If you have beliefs in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
this show isn't going to like stomp all over them. It really approaches them very cautiously and I think pretty balanced.
Yeah. I mean, when the people are about to die, I mean, they have a right to choose. It's not like they're like, oh, you're being uploaded.
Well, everybody dies. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, you have to pay to be uploaded.
Yeah.
Like, it's a privilege right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think would pay for it if you're being uploaded?
I mean, that's a really great question. In the show, the family pays for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the worst possible outcome. I mean, imagine I died, right? You would basically live the rest of your life paying for me to continue to be alive. I mean, what if you got remarried or had kids with somebody else? Or like you moved on with your life. Like you have decades left on your life. It's just not fair to the other person, I don't think. Or even, like your parents. I just don't think you should leave your parents with a giant bill. Imagine if your funeral cost $1 million or $2 million. You had to finance it and leave that debt with your wife or husband.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. And that's what I think this is. Like, I wouldn't certainly do it. I wouldn't do it. Like, if you had to pay for this, I wouldn't do it.
Greg makes it all weird in here.
but I hope you do pay for it.
Just take the life insurance and be like, here, take this back and pay to keep Greg alive. I'll just adopt 10 cats and 10 dogs and have you live virtually.
This is the problem with this show, right? It's supposed to be a comedy. Like Fan Dummies is supposed to be funny, right? But this is how the show is.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not like you don't sit there and you're sad. It's kind of, it has kind of
it covers
sad parts.
It covers this
it's
stuff.
It's kind of like watching The Walking Dead. Like it has that people could die any minute, type of feel, or people are deceased, it has that feel to it. But it's not like you don't sit there and cry or anything. It's just not funny.
I do love the idea of living forever though. Like for some reason even when I was young, I just dream of living forever. Like just
could freeze your head. Is that what they do?
I'm going to talk about that in the Patreon section.
The whole time we were watching the show, I kept thinking, isn't there a way that the people in the upload can make their own money? Like I play Pokemon Go. Like you can leave your Pokemon at the gyms and you get some coins in return.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's goals and stuff that you can do to get items in return. There's lots of games people play that you get currency in the games.
Yeah.
So they should do that in Upload.
Well, think about it this way. Every call center that you call into should be an Upload. Like you can take calls from the afterlife. You can make tons of money answering calls for AT&T.
Yeah, but instead of making money, they just make money to live. Like they just put it in the bank and then that keeps them going.
Yeah. Like making license plates in prison. You just paying for yourself.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
There's tons of things you can do. My job, I don't leave the house. I do everything on Zoom. I could totally do that from the afterlife.
Yeah. It's kind of freaky though, because you think of how many jobs that you'd be taking away from the people living.
Yeah, and pretty soon you'll outnumber the people living. It's a tough thing.
If there are more people who are dead than alive, how would that work?
I think you will make things or do things for other uploads. So the consumers will grow, the number of consumers will grow, and the number of makers will grow. So if there's trillions of uploads, perhaps there needs to be coders that are also upload to make virtual Ferraris and virtual houses.
Yeah.
It's like that, what's that video game a long time ago, Second Life, where you could buy a Mercedes, a virtual Mercedes from Mercedes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that thing's still around, but at least 10 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago was a thing.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking that up.
Look it up. Look it up. It might still be around. It was big.
Really?
Yeah. I will say it seems like it can't be free, right? I think if it was free, people would upload when they had a bad day. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to the lake forever. This is stupid. I'm going to fish every day. If it's free, why not?
Yeah.
And then you're just a drain on society. You don't contribute at all. You can't have trillions of people being a drag on society and then millions of people contributing. It just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. That is a story that was going on in Upload, Nathan and his business partner were trying to make the free Upload society. The
open source version
yeah.
of Upload.
Yeah.
Which is the future, obviously. It has to be. Like, you have to be able to augment it yourself. Like, if you want wings and you can code yourself up some wings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The funny part was Nathan was trying to move away from Lakeview and pay for it on his own, I guess, because he couldn't afford Lakeview. And Ingrid was paying for him to be at Lakeview. And he went like on a little field trip to another Upload program or whatever, and it was so janky.
It was really bad. It was like, wait, you want me to live in the plains of Africa in the heat? It's like, yeah, there's a safari all the time. Is there mosquitoes? Well, it's realistic. It's like, so you want me to get eaten by mosquitoes for my afterlife?
Wasn't it like shot by a drone and they couldn't zoom in or something?
Yeah. They're like, zoom in. Oh, I can't do that.
So who knows how actually realistic it is, like once they get there. So you have to kind of go to Lakeview.
Yeah.